Boys are going to bring the heat today.
As the leader of the Booner pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Boys are going to bring the heat today.
All right. Hold on. Are we live now?
Oh, my gosh. I think we're live. Are we good, boys?
Yeah, I think we have life.
Can you guys see us over
we
there?
Have life.
Oh, my gosh. That was some adversity.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. The audio can't. We're good.
I think we figured it out. So this won't ever happen again. I think we figured this thing out.
Just a little adversity, but we are back. We're live. Real American Beer, Lions, Chicago Bears. Another week.
Feels good.
Another opportunity to get closer to that one seed. Another opportunity to get closer to winning the NFC North. I'm fired up, boys.
Hey,
it's a great day.
It's a big day too. There's a lot of things happening around the NFL that can help the Detroit Lions. I think this is the last week the Lions even have a chance of getting any help outside of themselves. Like obviously they win out, they can go win the division, they can win the NFC, and they get the 1 seed. But if you need some help, there's a lot of things going on. You just have to go to Chicago, boys. Go win by 30. Go make a statement. Go make a statement. Go out there and show them hey, we're still a contending team. Because there's a lot of people who are questioning the Lions right now. Very much being like if they win by a field goal, you're sitting there and you're like, oh no, not versus the Bears. You have to go win by 20. You have to go win by 2 or 3 touchdowns and figure this thing out to even prove hey, we're still one of the the kings of the North. We're still the best team in the NFC, and we're everything runs through Detroit, Klotzy.
Yeah, what a perfect timing for the Detroit Lions to run into the Chicago Bears team. Last time the Bears and Lions played, the Lions kind of snuck out of there, much healthier.
They did.
The Bears did have Matt Eberflus, which you at that point would have been that's the ultimate crutch for a team to have. But after they lost Matt Eberflus, hell, even the defenses looked worse. So this is a game that the Detroit Lions need to go out there, make a statement, and who else to do it better than and do it too than the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field against Caleb Williams, who you saw throwing a tantrum last week, 2 weeks in a row, 2 Caleb tantrums. I think Detroit Lions fans are going to be very happy today, and it couldn't come at a better timing because, like you said, Boone, there's a lot of question marks, especially on the outside, looking at the Detroit Lions. Yep. If you go in there and offensively are able to stay on the same track, defense make a couple plays here and there, this should be a game that the Lions win by 2 possessions. And I think that's what they need to do today. I don't think they need to put up 50 points, but show the NFL world, show everybody that's watching this game that the Detroit Lions are still a top 5 team in the NFL because we all believe that they are.
Yeah, I have the inactive list. So I want to show you guys kind of who's inactive. We got some updates here for the Detroit Lions on their side at least. So you look at the list. We'll go through it. David Montgomery, obviously inactive. Quan Alexander, inactive. Giovanni Manu, devastating, inactive. Graham Glasgow, inactive.
Tough.
That's a big one.
It's a tough one, man. That's probably the biggest one of them all.
Yeah, Colby Sorsdahl, inactive. Jonah Williams,
Broderick.
defensive lineman, inactive, and Broderick Martin, inactive. That would mean Iffy Melifonwu, active.
Call him up.
Emmanuel Mosley, active.
Yeah, I mean, right. So the Iffy thing, that's a big deal. I don't know how many snaps he's going to get. My guess is the snaps aren't going to be what we think they're like. He's not going to go get 40 snaps, but he is now a rotational piece. It opens up a lot. It opens up a bunch for Amik. I know, Jeff, me and you talked about it on the show the other night. Moving Amik outside, don't know with the big body receivers how that's going to work out. But it gives you an option to where if you do want to move Amik, you're able to do so, and then you could put Iffy at safety, Brian Branch at nickel. You just have some options now for this team.
Yep.
And defensively, you needed that. The one thing too that's interesting to me, actually a couple things. The first one, Broderick Martin inactive. I don't like that, to be honest. And I'm not saying that it's a bad move on them. Looking at Broderick, I've been on the Broderick train this whole time, sticking up for him, saying, hey, he's gonna let this man develop. He's not active today. You have Noah Lee McNeil. And I know he's not really that he's kind of more so the DJ Reader type, but to have that rotation inside the defensive line group, come on, man, you have to be Broderick. That's what guy that you're supposed to be relying on this year, especially as backup. So I will say, I am now questioning. I've been the Broderick guy. I'm not questioning it.
Pat
O'Connor.
Yeah, but that's honestly, that's what it's saying. It's
hey, it's crazy.
we're taking Pat O'Connor. Who is it? Nick Adams? Who was the other guy on the defensive line last week? Either way, number 66. They're putting guys like that I called up actively from the practice squad later on. And I think that's where questions could arise. That's why, and I know it's different situations, but that's where last year, obviously, I was proven wrong. Kind of same situation with Levi Onwuzurike. We're like, why is he not on the field? Like Levi would not be, is because of injury. Broderick, injuries have definitely kind of got him to this point because he hasn't been healthy for a majority of his career so far. But when you're down this many injuries against a rookie quarterback, a team that you're going to rely on, you need to stop the run against every team you play just because of injuries. But now you got even more so with the injuries coming on. Broderick Martin, not writing him off yet. I don't think any of us are.
No, it's
but it is starting to concern.
Keep an eye on. It is tough. Like I was relying on him to have a big year, and Klotz, I will say him on the IR and the injuries, like that always will put someone back, and that's always going to be like that's not good. But like he is back. He's supposed to be healthy. He's supposed to be ready to go. It's concerning to see him not being able to take that step forward. Like today, you're going to see with Graham Glasgow out. Guess who you're going to probably see? Christian Mahogany, rookie. He listen. Christian Mahogany, he didn't practice in training camp. He didn't practice until like, I don't even know what, week 3, week 4.
A month after the regular season.
So he started late, and he was like a guy where you're like, hey, he's a potential starter in the NFL. And Klotz, I said it Friday when I was on the show with Jeff. It's interesting to see a guy like him that he fell so far in the draft and the Lions picked him up. That's probably your starting guard of the future.
The 6th-round pick.
Christian Mahogany. Because like next year, maybe when I know Kevin Zeitler's an all-pro, but if you have a guy like Mahogany who's able to kind of get, you know how elite he can be, and if he's already kind of he's taking Colby's spot.
Yeah.
He's taking Colby's spot, and he missed all of the beginning of the season and training camp, and he all boom in at Colby's spot instantly.
Richard Silva of the Detroit News just put out a tweet and said the starting offensive linemen warming up together: left tackle Taylor Decker, left guard Christian Mahogany, center Frank Ragnow, right guard Kevin Zeitler, and obviously right tackle Panay.
Yeah,
so
instantly
Mahogany,
over.
Yeah,
Colby.
Yeah,
instantly.
He's been. I mean, he's been impressing. At least he's there.
On the bright side, last time the Detroit Lions and Bears played, Gervon Dexter was in there just game-wrecking. It seemed like through all 4 quarters, Gervon Dexter was making plays. He's out now. So thankfully, at least on the interior, they're missing their best guy, a guy that really helps people like Montez Sweat be able to make plays, Tremaine Edmonds make plays. He's now out because Gervon Dexter had like 4 or 5 sacks as a defensive guy, and he was making plays against the run. So hopefully Christian Mahogany, like you said, he's playing over Corby Solzer. Also, you know that the talent's probably there, and if he's been able to pick this playbook up, it's very promising to see. So I'm not, and I know you guys aren't either, but I'm pretty confident if all the signs are aligning for me to be confident in what Christian Mahogany can do today instead of being worried. If Gervon Dexter was there, I wouldn't be all out, but I'd be like, all right, it's going to be a long day for Mahogany, but I think he goes out there and he performs well today.
I mean, yeah, I'm confident in Christian Mahogany.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, he's even before this, whole him being hurt, not him being available, and now he's back and now being kind of worked back. Like coming out of college, Christian Mahogany he's a good player, and now you're seeing the Lions recognize that he's a good player. So the fact that he is already jumping guys that have been here for years must prove that they have something in Christian Mahogany.
Yeah.
Like he's a good depth piece there. He's probably the least of my worries too. They got the 4 others healthy on the offensive line. So, at the end of the day, I think he'll be fine. You're blending in. You're playing next to Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow. So it's like, just do your job. And the Bears, they got a good defensive line, and it's always an interesting matchup with the Lions. That's why it's every time they play them, no matter who's at quarterback, for whatever reason, the Lions offense struggles for some reason in the second half. Whatever reason, I don't know. But then sometimes they'll come back down a touchdown or 2 in the second half against the Bears at home. I mean, who knows? But these games are always weird, odd, close. And it doesn't feel like it's going to be that way today. I just don't see this game being as close as they typically are.
It shouldn't be.
It's just the narrative.
This should be a big win.
Everything with the Lions, like not that they listen to outside noise, but it's like the injuries and now they can, hey, you just lost. Dan hasn't lost back-to-back since October 2022.
Yep.
It just feels like a 10, 14-point victories coming today, and the Bears are an absolute disaster. I mean, I from outside looking in.
I almost want to take alternate spread. minus 13.5. I don't know what that is, but there's no way they don't win by 2 touchdowns today.
At least 2 possessions.
There's no way they don't. And if it's close, I'll say this: if it's close, I'm going to be worried. Like not just today, like going forward. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to question. I'm going to question a lot because like you can't. this is the first game without all of these with all these injuries. That's like really like no Lee McNeil, no Carlton Davis. Like the secondary guys, like Terrion Arnold. Like what a matchup to have. I know it's a rookie quarterback, but DJ Moore, who wants to go on vacation, by the way, he wants to go to where were we saying he's going to go?
Turks and Caicos.
What is it?
Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos. He said to Turks and Caicos. He has his flight booked already. Keenan Allen, who was a Lions killer last time we played him, and Roma Dunze, who's just another big body elite receiver, and then obviously Cole Kmet. So like you have a tough matchup today. As much as we think this Bears team is bad, so like the secondary, like hey, this is a test for them. I mean, it's a legit test for these guys, and I'm interested to see how they do. And if they struggle, and this Bears team they start to score a lot of points, and they stick with the Lions, you're gonna look at this game and be worried. I don't think they will, guys. Like I hope people in the chat, like this isn't me being like they're going to. Like I think they win by 2 or 3 possessions. I think I had it like a 35 to like 17 or 14 game when we did our score predictions. But if they end up sticking close and staying with them, I'm gonna be worried going forward.
Yeah. Like
the Vikings game, I'm genuinely going to be like, oh my gosh, like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, like, oh, here we go, boys. Like we're in for a surprise going forward. Like you need to go dominate. By the way, someone asked, is Trevor Nowatzki active?
The card?
Trevor Nowatzki is active.
Yeah, because I mean,
he is back.
Even what you're
That's
saying,
a big piece
with the Vikings week 18, you see that pretty much same exact personnel group. Maybe not Justin Jefferson, but you look around the NFC, like it seems I can't think of a team outside of the Commanders, but they still have Terry McLaurin with 11 touchdowns, who don't have a wide receiver duo with a good tight end and a solid quarterback. Every quarterback in the NFC, there's not a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow, but there's a Matthew Stafford, there's a Jalen Hurts, there's a Baker Mayfield who's playing very well right now. It seems every quarterback in the NFC, outside of in Seattle, because Geno Smith is hurt right now, has a good quarterback, good to solid quarterback with really good weapons on the outside. So it's concerning not only for the Vikings game, but just going on into the playoffs, because you're going to need this offense to play in a track meet every game in order to win. If it's a defensive game, the Lions, I don't like their odds, because at some point, one team's going to have the ball last. And if it's against the Detroit Lions defense is on the other side. I think that any NFC offense, any NFL offense in the playoffs is going to have the advantage there.
I have said it all week too, like with the Lions defensively, with Aaron Glenn and Klotz. I'm trying to remember if you're on when we talked about this, but this is a guy like AG Klotz who has found a way to take a defense that started in the bottom half of bottom 15 of the NFL, maybe like 16th, 17th at the beginning of the season. And as the year went on, more guys just started dropping and falling. And then as that's happening, guess what? Their defense is getting better and better and better. So like as they're losing guys, the defense, their rankings are going up and up and up. So like these injuries are tough, but as like they've gotten, they lost guys, the defense has gotten better. So like I'm looking right now, like I think AG is going to be able to put this thing together. I really do.
Do you think that the defense goes up though? Or do you think it'd be going down?
I mean, if it goes down, what you're the number 2 defense in the NFL before the injuries last week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So like, okay, if it goes down, what your top 10, your top 15? To me, and I've said this all week long, if you can keep this defense in the top 15 in the NFL, you're going to go win a Super Bowl because your offense is the number 1 in the NFL. And there's no question behind that, especially if David Montgomery comes back, which was announced today in the divisional round. That's when he wants to come back, which he will be coming back for the playoffs. But like, if you could stay top 15, and there's no sign of like what AG, the only sign that I've gotten from AG that they can stay in the top 15 is that man took a team that was like 17th in the NFL to number 2 in the NFL with 13 guys on the IR. Think about that. When we thought it was like done, Hutch gets hurt, 13 guys get put on the IR. That man took him from 15 to 2. 15 to 2. I
don't think they're going to fall off the face of the earth. My whole thing with staying top 15, I think they're going to fall to the bottom 20. And the only reason is I think because when all these injuries did happen, I think AG had better players to build around at all 3 phases. I think he's missing crucial parts at all 3. I don't think this defense is going to fall apart, but I definitely think it's not going to look like the defenses we have seen in the past. I think the defense that we see right now over the last 2.5 years, probably the worst defense that Aaron Glenn has had to
I disagree because they essentially have the same defense as the playoffs last year besides Hutch.
But I think that when you look at Hutch and Lee McNeil, and even I'm talking about this last 3 games free, Alex Anzalone, Carlton Davis, I don't think that is a better unit than what they have right now, or a worse unit than what they have right now. I think there's a lot of pieces that he had before, but the pieces that you actually built around are missing right now as far as up front.
Yeah, they to me, it's the pass rush that I want to see over the next handful of weeks, just kind of see what they have. I guess that's something I'm interested in seeing. Like the secondary, yeah, at corner, like I get all that, but for me, it's the pass rush. It's, Pat O'Connor now full-time, DJ Reader, Za'Darius, Josh, Levi. I want to see how these guys, what kind of noise they can create. Not that the Bears are the measuring stick, but you get my point. I just want to see how they perform, because that's what you're going to lean on in the playoffs, is not only stopping the run, which today I think they'll get back to it. I think DeAndre Swift has a rough day on the ground, but in terms of getting after the quarterback, I think it's a good game to boost your confidence. Caleb's the most sacked quarterback in the league. Get after him, get him down 6 times, 5 times, and have that kind of that momentum going forward. So I want to see the pass rush. That's what I'm looking for. Once you get Enzo back, you'll get your front 7 back.
I think.
To me, it's the pass rush. I want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident that like AG has always found a way. Like, obviously, Klotz, it could be the worst defense that they've had in the last couple. I honestly, I don't care. Like, AG has always found a way to be like, hey, we're gonna hold them under 24. Like, we're gonna find a way to stop them. And like, if it's bend don't break, guess what? Like I did on Friday, I did the keys. I didn't even do keys to victory for today. I did keys to getting back to that 1 seed and winning a Super Bowl. And the last key was bend don't break. It was just bend don't break. Like that like you have now switched to like, you're not just going to get straight up stops anymore. You're going to get stops, but like you're just going to have to hold the field goals and get turnovers in the red zone. That's it now. Like that's where you're at now. And it's like if the pass rush isn't there, okay, but like secondary, Brian Branch, Kirby, if he's back, like Enzo, Jack Campbell, Terrion needs to step, like those guys. It comes down to those guys, man. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it does. And the front 7 being back healthy, that's something that I've been the most worried about. They have not been back healthy, but getting these guys at least somewhat healthy, like Enzo getting back. I don't think Derek Barnes is coming back this season, but Trevor Nowaski will fill that spot fine. He's been been
good. And hey, Klotz hasn't given him enough credit.
Let's get
hold on. Before we do this, I want to say what Klotz has said for the longest. Are you ready? Klotz has been like, you can replace him with Quan Alexander. You can replace him with Jamal Adams. You can replace him with this guy. You can replace him with that. They're all just normal players. What happened last week when Quan Alexander was in? When Jamal Adams was in?
I saw Jamal Adams. Yes, Josh. When Ben Neiman was
he's been better than those guys this year.
Every one of those linebackers
he thinks he's
exposed.
a Jag. He's been better than those guys.
He's a Jag.
What happens last week when he was out?
Booner,
he was out, what happened last week?
How many times?
I saw Jamal Adams bounce off bodies and couldn't get a tackle.
So if Jamal Adams,
Trevor Nowaski isn't bouncing off of anyone. Trevor Nowaski's, he is laying that guy out. They're not running for a 30-yard. James Cook isn't doing that on them. Ty Johnson isn't doing that on Trevor Nowaski. Come on now.
Are we
Disrespect.
done? Are we done?
Give me Trevor Nowaski over Quan Alexander, over Jamal Adams, over all those guys.
We're saying the 3. Okay.
Welcome back, Trevor.
Here we go. Okay, so Trevor Nowaski's, man, I've given credit to many times. Many times. If you're telling me that Jamal Adams, Quan Alexander, Ben Neiman, Jack Campbell, all of the linebackers, all of the defensive linemen last week were getting bodied, you're telling me Trevor Nowaski would be the one guy to step up and say, nope, not me. Trevor Nowaski would have been able to handle Ty Johnson.
He wouldn't have bounced off him like Jamal Adams did.
You're smoking some
He wouldn't have bounced off him like Jamal Adams did.
Weed right now.
No, hey,
every one of those players in the front 7 got exposed last week.
Let's not act like Trevor Nowaski hasn't been that guy for a little bit.
Trevor Nowaski,
they missed him last week, right? Didn't they, Caleb?
He's a very fine player.
They missed him last week.
He's a fine player. Let's stop at. I don't know where the fuck this came from.
And by the way, Steve Wiles, Jamal Adams wasn't even elevated today because Trevor Nowaski's back.
I'm fine with that.
Because Trevor Nowaski's back.
Well, he's playing.
Wait, was Quan Alexander active?
No.
Oh, Trevor Nowaski's back.
Yeah.
Trevor Nowaski, man. Hey, but hey, those guys are all better than Trevor Nowaski.
No, well, Quan Alexander I actually thought would be pretty good.
I did too.
It's crazy that we talk about Quan Alexander, Jamal Adams. We talked them up until last week, and now they suck.
They struggled. They struggled.
I can continue to admit I was wrong about Trevor Nowaski, and he misses a game, and now all these guys suck. And Trevor's
better than those guys on this Lions.
In the NFL across the board.
He's better than those guys in the NFL right now.
I bet if Trevor Nowaski, maybe he could be. But if you're telling me Trevor Nowaski wouldn't have struggled last week against the Buffalo Bills, you're smoking.
He's not missing that tackle Jamal Adams missed.
But Josh Pascal's missing tackles. Zadarius Smith is missing. Dude,
Trevor Nowatzki is not
Nowatzki
missing
could
that
have made
tackle
plays, but
versus
let's
Jamal
stop
Adams.
acting like this
He's
guy's
not.
some Sunday hero that comes
I'm
out.
not acting like that. You are.
You are.
Did he not say those guys are just as good as Trevor Nowatzki?
I think this. I'm gonna be honest, guys.
And why aren't they active if they're just as good? Why aren't they active
I don't
today?
even think this is even worth. I don't even know what we're
what
arguing.
are I don't even know where this came out of.
We're talking about Trevor Nowatzki.
I listen. I think Trevor Nowatzki getting back is good. You know, he's gonna be a good player. Quan,
It's another piece to this
it's another
defense,
piece,
man. He's been around all year long. He's been good. Sacks, interception. Come on, man.
I
He's
think
a piece.
I'm excited to see. I mean, they haven't gotten rid of anyone yet. They haven't cut Jamal or Quan, so they must think, okay, with more time, maybe they can, develop a little bit.
Yeah, it's like week 4.
Get in the system. I don't know. I don't know. I like Quan. I don't think he forgot how to play football, so I think he'll be solid.
I don't think he forgot. I just think when you're looking at the system and what AG does,
Yeah.
like you have to be familiar with all of that. And like maybe Quan has, the same skill set and he's still like good to go, but it just makes a difference. And today, like it's known today, they're inactive. Jamal never got brought up. And I think last week was pretty telling in that linebacker room. You're like, hey, that's not a good thing what happened last week.
Now, what I will say, guys, is you're going to need those guys this week, all the linebackers. And honestly, Jamal Adams working with the safeties. Brandon Joseph was just cut. I don't know if you saw that. The doc put out the article that he had a DUI, I believe, which he got arrested.
Yeah.
Or pulled over, I should say. I don't think he got arrested, but he got pulled over. And then, boom, he was gone. No longer a Detroit Lion.
It's tough for the Lions.
They didn't play around. They don't play around with that. So no Brandon Joseph. The era is over. The chapter's closed.
Maybe he'll come back. Maybe they'll throw him on the practice squad. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Tom. Just don't drink and drive. How about that?
Yeah, I mean that's
you won't get
pretty
cut.
simple, right?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. All right. Well,
That's a
was
tough
taking
loss, though. Jeez.
I will say this before we get to the bats and the final score predictions and stuff like that. I'm looking at some of these offensive matchups. All right.
All right.
I will say, Jahmyr Gibbs today. That line is insanely high.
125 and a half.
But I'm looking at it. I'm looking at my chops. I like it.
I love it.
I like it.
I see Unc looking at me right now.
Hey,
I love it.
If we're
Hey, Jahmyr Gibbs 2 touchdowns. I love it. I don't know. Maybe that's one of my
honestly.
plays.
What about first touchdown? What do you boys think?
We could go Jahmyr Gibbs first touchdown. I'm in on that too. I'm in on that first touchdown. Gibbs. Are we all playing it?
Yeah, I think Jahmyr,
the whole crew.
Jahmyr Gibbs first touchdown.
Unc saying, who do you have, Unc? Who's your first? Sam Laporta first touchdown. No, Jahmyr. We're going Sam Laporta first.
This guy is Sam Laporta.
Unc brings first touchdown scores. We play it. He talks. We listen. That's how it goes. That's how this game goes.
Man. Yeah, I'm excited to see the Jahmyr Gibbs show. I think Craig Reynolds today, he's going to get a little action too. Might see a little juice from Craig
run.
Reynolds. Yeah, just like a little 8-yard run. We're all going to be getting hyped for Craig. So, we'll see how that goes.
Can we just do Booner bets real quick?
Honestly, yeah, because I was staring at some of these lines.
That's on me. Oh, that's on me.
Still on
that's
you?
on me. That's on me. Accountability, huh?
Hey, there you go. I was staring at your parlay, Boone. Break it.
All right. You don't like? Did you place it? I saw you over there. Maybe.
Loyalty. No,
okay.
no,
I thought maybe you were switching some plays.
No, I
around.
did another one.
Okay.
I did 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I need to see that.
But it's different from yours.
Okay.
Love yours. By the way.
This is what we're doing. Booner's bets. First of all, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to put it out on social in a little bit. The Booner Path parlay today, and I would like all the boys to run.
By the way,
this.
Can I tell you a story? You'll love this.
Yes.
Last night, I was out at the Hub, very fine establishment. Shout out to Drew. He was out there. I was talking to him. We met him before. He says I was watching the show. I took the Booner Path parlay.
Let's go, baby.
He said he took it.
Let's go.
And he looked at me. I was like, and I feel like an asshole because I didn't take it.
The Lions have one more chance to let the outside world help them get the 1 seed. One more chance, and it's today. So what I did, Detroit Lions money line, easy, -300.
It's a great one.
Nothing crazy.
Yep.
Next one, Washington Commanders over the Eagles, +130, whatever it is. They're at home. They're underdogs. And they're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles today. They're going to, last time, guys, they were up 10-6 or 10-8, whatever it was. They were beating them at halftime. Saquon Barkley has his miracle fourth quarter and goes and wins the game. They're winning today in the third leg of Booner's path parlay. The Seattle Seahawks, they're not losing back-to-back weeks to the 12th man. It's not going to happen. They're beating the Minnesota Vikings today. Listen, this is what I got it at, boys. I got it at a nice juicy price here. I don't know about you guys.
Whoa.
I got it at plus 748. It was at plus 600 the other day. That means they don't think we're going to win. They don't think those teams are going to win. We're taking it plus 748. The Booner Path Parlay. Washington Commanders, Seattle Seahawks, and the Detroit Lions. If this hits, I think the Lions, all they have to do next week is win versus the 49ers, and they lock up the 1 seed, I believe, and the NFC North. So we have to be cheering for those teams. Are we going into Booner bets right now?
Let's do it. I want to hear it.
Are we getting into it? Let's do this. Let's just do the Booner parlay of the day, the Booner lay of the day, and then we're going to do the straight bets. And then my legacy player, no one knows. Actually, Klotz knows. Klotz knows. No one else knows the legacy player today. Not one other person. And the boys, you boys are going to be shocked on this one. All right, Booner lay of the day. Are you ready? Boys ready?
No, like the Booner.
Boys seem pumped up.
Well,
here.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
6 legs, plus 700.
Mhm.
Let's just get this one out of the way first. Caleb Williams, 175.
He's going to do that.
They're going to be down all game. They're going to be
Yeah.
throwing. That's just to add some more juice on for the people.
Yeah.
Number 2, Sam Laporta, Jeff, 40 yards. Like that?
I love that.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
I love that.
third leg. Jahmyr Gibbs, 100 all-purpose yards. Are we on that?
Mhm.
Jamison Williams, 3 receptions. Good boys?
I
I'm
keep doing
going,
these
I'm going
pauses.
through each leg. I'm
You
going.
keep
Through,
doing these
I need the
pauses.
boys to be like, yep.
I love
yep.
it.
Here we go.
Yep. I love
Jamo,
that.
3 catches.
He's getting that.
Lions team total over 23.5.
It's going to hit. Yeah, if it doesn't hit.
3 touchdowns and a field goal. In the last leg, Detroit Lions minus 2.5. 6 legs,
they're gonna win.
plus 700.
Win by a field.
You guys like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking.
See what the chat. Do we like that?
I don't know what loses. If I had to give you my honest perspective, nothing will lose. But if by the grace or whatever, it would be. I would probably go Laporta.
Laporta hits that.
Okay, then we're
Laporta
good.
hits
Everything
that.
else,
Laporta 40, Lions minus 2.5, Gibbs 100, Jamo 3, over 23.5 Detroit Lions team total. And the last one, people hate it. Caleb hated it. Listen, sometimes you have to say, hey, I know this football team more than anyone else. I know that usually quarterbacks put numbers up. They're going to be losing by 1 million. Give me Caleb Williams 175 in that. It's an alternate line. It adds a little juice to it. Straight plays. Are you guys ready for the straight plays here?
ready for him.
Straight plays. These ones are easy. I think you boys are going to love them. First one, Sam Laporta over 45.5. Sam Laporta is going to eat today, boys. Take all of his lines, even a touchdown. Take a Sam Laporta touchdown today. Or don't do that, actually. I have different touchdown scores. Jahmyr Gibbs, team or all purpose. Sorry, boys. Over 127.5. That smacks. This is the Jahmyr Gibbs 2 touchdowns. Ready? Plus 165. We're locked into that. Next one. Al Mohammed. Klotz, how do you say his name?
Al-Quadid Mohammed.
Al-Quadin Mohammed. A half a sack, Klotzy. Plus 170. Plus 170. This one is for who gave me this leg? Amon-Ra St. Brown, anytime touchdown. Someone in here gave it to me. Who did?
Probably Caleb Bronk.
That was you, Klotzy. Plus 105. Amon-Ra touchdown.
Oh, he's so humble.
All right, someone else gave me this play, and I'm giving it to the people. Jamison Williams, plus 210 to get in the end zone. Caleb, thank you for that one. Those are my straight
Honestly,
plays.
the El Muhammad sack, that takes balls.
Half a sack.
Oh, half a sack.
Plus
That takes
175.
balls. But it's a smart play.
Plus 175.
It's a
We're
smart
taking
play.
it. Steve Wild says Jamal's getting that itch for 1,000. Yeah, Jamal might go over today because he wants that 1,000 too. All right. I just need this. I need the people in the chat. Are we ready for the legacy player?
This is the biggest. Haven't said a word about it.
This is the biggest legacy player that I've ever had in my life.
All right.
And I want the people. I want to make sure that the people. Hey, are we ready?
You haven't said a word about this.
Unc,
who could it be?
I have never done this in my life.
I have a route.
This is the first time this player has become a legacy player, and I'm not going to put my life on it because I don't want to die. Responsibly, I promise. Responsibly, I don't. This is going to hit today.
Let me hear it. I mean, the silence is crazy.
Hey,
This
give me backup running back Craig Reynolds
No,
as the legacy player today. Craig Reynolds over 21 and a half rushing yards and plus 470 to get in the end zone today. Craig Reynolds. Craig Reynolds.
Wait,
plus
what?
470 to get in the end zone over
Craig
21 and a
score?
half. Everyone in here should be on that. The whole chat should be on that. Give me Craig Reynolds.
Craig to score. You know what? I respect the hell out of it. He is
Craig Reynolds right there.
plus 430.
It's moved. I got it at 470.
Oh,
I got it at 470. I know you need to get on it. You need to bet it. Caleb, I need you to bet both of those. Everyone in here is going to be on Craig Reynolds today, over 21 and a half. People think, hey, they were asking questions about Jamar Jefferson. Might sprinkle a little on that because it's plus 1,000. But Jamar Jefferson, he's going to get some. Craig Reynolds is going to get 10 carries today. And Caleb, he's going over.
Yeah, I just had to sprinkle. I mean, you got it. I'm with you, Boone. Craig, you're at goal line.
Reynolds.
Goal line. Give it to Craig.
Why aren't they not going to give it to Craig?
Give it to Craig.
They love Craig Reynolds in that locker room.
Yeah, he would.
You remember the playoffs last year? He got the ball at the 1 yard line and ran it in. No David Montgomery. Who's the big guy that's going to go put it in?
Plenty of
Craig
touchdowns.
Reynolds.
He already has plenty, and he'll continue to get plenty. Let Craigie.
Craig Reynolds. Hey, when I
throw
throw
Craig
of
a
it,
bone, huh?
when I
throw
thought
Craig
of
a
it, I
bone,
was
man.
like, I don't know
love that,
about
Boone.
this. I don't know about. I'm doing it though.
Honestly, Boone, this has to be in your all-time your history of doing legacy players. This has to be your biggest like leap of faith.
It's called a legacy player
I
for
know,
a
but
reason.
That's a leap of faith.
He is going to have a legacy day today. 50 yards out of
Meaning, by the way, for those who just tuned in, he'll cover his rushing line. That would be the term of a legacy player, right? Just has to hit his lines.
21 and a half.
So no one assumes you're thinking he's going to go out and get like a $120 or something.
I might do alternate line, Craig Reynolds, 50.
No, hold on. All right.
I might, hold on. What is Craig Reynolds? 50.
Boone, just stay away from it.
All right.
It's probably like plus 300 for him to get like 70 yards.
Touchdown plus 470, though. I'm taking it all day long.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love that. I love that, boy. Yeah, lock it in. If you missed it, rewind it. Check out Booner's bets because we got to get back. Last week, we didn't win. Did we win the parlay or no? We just fell short. We fell short of one player, didn't we?
One player again. I can't remember who.
Demont.
3 straight. Yeah, Demont, because Demont got hurt.
Yeah.
3 straight weeks that we have fallen one leg short. Demont, the first week without a touchdown.
Yep.
St. Brown, which receiving, and he needed 50 out of him. You can get that every day, and he didn't get 50. And then last week, David Montgomery gets hurt. I think the lay of the day hits today. I'm very confident in the picks today.
I like it.
Very confident.
What do we think? Final score, guys. Klotz, I didn't hear your final score.
If I had to pick, I definitely think the Lions win by 2 possessions. I'm going to go 31-14 today, fellas. I think they win by 17. I think the offense gets in there 4 times, and Jake Bates kicks one, probably like 30, 40 yarder. But I think Chicago, even with the defensive struggles that the Lions are having, I think Chicago as a whole, just as a team, is facing more struggles. So I don't think they look good today. I think Caleb can put up some yards, but I think they have a real hard time putting it in the end zone.
I'm actually only a 3-point difference from you. I have 34-17.
There we go.
So 34-17. I think.
What did I? I think I had 34-20.
Yeah, you
on the
you
show
had,
Friday.
yeah, we were all 3 points away.
Right there, 2 touchdowns. They got to go win by 2 touchdowns. David,
you'd like a
David said TK85 anytime. He is playing today.
David. That takes nuts.
He is playing
I
today.
respect it. I do respect it. Mike Reed 31-10. Austin 31-17. Steve 38-17. A lot of ass whoopings. But hey, we all agree with that sentiment. We'll be live. Watch party. We'll be live as soon as the game starts. We'll be hanging out here. Come hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun. We got bets on the line. Booner's bets. Booner's legacy player.
Yep.
And all the boys, Caleb, Mike are here as well. So tune into the watch party.
Oh, by the way,
we'll be live in a little bit. What's up, Boone?
the rumor there's Santa Claus coming too.
I heard it as well.
There's a rumor that Santa's coming to Crunch Time.
Yeah, we got to pay a hefty, large sum of money.
Might bring an elf as well. Yeah, there's something
expensive.
happening.
Yeah, we'll have a surprise for the watch party. So come hang out with us. Until then, we will catch you all.
Peace.
Peace.